Yushan brought another cake around the time she said she would.
お邪魔しまーす。
こんばんは。
またケーキを焼いてくれたの？
はい。今日はティラミスにしました。
うわ、美味しそうじゃない。
Oh, yeah.
切り分けてくるわね。あと紅茶でも入れましょうか。
Right as we were about to dig in, my dad spoke up.
二人は部屋に上がったらどうだ？
What do you mean by that? Huh?
いや、その方がいいだろ。
He was trying to be considerate. So he went along with it and headed upstairs.
なんか恥ずかしいね。身内みたいな人に気を使われちゃって。
Yeah. Both of us blushed as we held our gaze for a few moments. Having our parents aware of our relationship was easier at the end of the day, but it was certainly a little embarrassing.
そういえば全然反対されなかったね。ゆうくんのご両親にも。
Oppose? You mean us dating?
そう。それとも後で何か言われたりした？
No, why would they? They were just happy to hear it. They were waiting for it, in fact.
そう。ならよかった。こういう時ってドラマとかだと反対されたりするシーンがあるから。
Well, my parents don't seem concerned with who their son dates. Just, yeah, you know, they've been through this song and dance already, 4 times already. In fact, they've known you for a long time, so they were happy that I started dating a good girl. I'm just glad your dad didn't oppose me. Yeah, that was a relief.
なんか心配なことでもあったの？
No. Well, yes, it's stereotypical for the dad of the daughter to oppose her getting with a guy instead of the other way around.
あ、ドラマの影響？
No, not that. Just thinking from his perspective, he'd be worried about his only daughter.
ああ。
Yu-chan burst out laughing. What?
その通りだなと思って。もしもゆうくんじゃなかったとしたら、お父さん納得するまでだいぶ時間がかかったんじゃないかな。
Yeah. But in my case, he was happy from the start. That was a perk of being a childhood friend.
過保護だからな、お父さんも。
And your sweet nature makes it hard to reject people. I think that was part of it too.
そうかな。私、ピリリと辛い最初のつもりなんだけどな。
She pursed her lips and squinted, not really believing what she said. That sweetness was like her, and she was adorable in that moment.
どうぞどうぞ、食べて。
Yeah, here we go.
これね、ちゃんとマスカルポーネを使ったんだ。
What's mascarpone? Oh, cheese, right? Cheese, right.
そう。作りながらちょっとつまみ食いしちゃったけど。
She just had to admit that to me to alleviate her guilty conscience.
マスカルポーネって甘いから。
You don't have to justify it. I scooped up a portion with my fork and brought it to my mouth. Yeah, this is amazing.
本当に？よかった。マスカルくんがレシピより少なくなっちゃったんだけど。
You don't need to keep talking about it. We know you ate most of it. Mr. Just how much did you eat?
ちょっとね。
Right. She used her thumb and index finger to indicate just how little. I had my doubts.
結
You keep calling it an experiment, but you've certainly improved.
ケーキ好きだからね。
It's also been the second time, so, you know, it's only been the second time. So if we open up a shop, you're gonna make cakes? You're gonna make cake?
そうなれたら素敵だけどね。パティシエか。
I'm positive there's school for that. Yu-chan nodded. I definitely wasn't trying to sneeze. Graduation was still a couple of years away, but afterwards, a higher place of learning awaited. What was that next step? It was an important thing to consider.
私は、なんていうか。割と何でもいいけど、ゆうくんと一緒がいいや。
Your dad was right about you.
ダメかな。
It's not bad. No, not at all. Well, we just need to seriously think about the future together then. Yu-chan examined my room while she ate her cake.
ゆうくんの部屋に来るのも久しぶりだよね。
Has it?
そうだよ。こうやって長い時間座るのは。
Oh. It was one of those things which was hard to say either way, but thinking now, we didn't visit one another's room much. I had no idea what her room looked either. Looked like, yeah.
結構変わったよね。子供の時と比べて。
I bet. Yours too? I feel like I've only been there once or twice, long ago.
そうかも。
Your dad said before that you have rows of makeup supplies on your mirror.
綿密は言い過ぎなんだけどね。本当は。
Anyway, she definitely didn't have any when she was little. That was a change for sure.
あ、そうそう。スカートに買ったんだ。
Wow, full length.
そう。結構大きいの。それで。
She stood up suddenly.
なんて、ポーズを取っちゃったりして。
She twirled around with a big motion, and I saw a tiny bit up her fluttering skirt. I was sitting, so cute.
そうかな。
She fidgeted for a second, then sat back down. She didn't know exactly what I was referring to, but I didn't need to clarify. Is that recent as well?
そうだね。でもないかな。東雲学園に入った時だから。
I see. It's a little over a year ago. This was my first time hearing about it. I guess there's a lot we don't know about each other, even if we're childhood friends.
そうだね。
Oops. Yu-chan looked off to the side for some reason as she answered.
こういう雑誌とかも。
Don't look at them. Well, that's, I had no idea anyone would be coming, so I didn't bother hiding it. That's nothing at all. Nothing. I snatched it out of her hands and swiftly stuffed it under my desk. There's not much to hide under your desk. There's not much space. Yeah, you can't really hide anything under your desk. It was blatantly obvious what it was from glancing at the cover, so I had no alibi.
本当にお隣さんの幼馴染でも知らないことってあるよね。
Yeah, she didn't seem put off in the slightest, so my heart rate slowed back down to normal.
手をつないだりとかも結局そういうことだし。
Oh, yeah. I was really surprised at just how soft your hand was. I was a little too literal with that statement. and saw her cheeks redden with shyness. That expression was cute enough to make my heart pound again.
私もゆうくんの手はなんかがっしりしていてちょっと驚いた。
God damn it. Yeah, hearing it like that was a little embarrassing.
ゆうくんったら顔赤いよ。
Yours too. We giggled together. As we sat there, a euphoric mix of happiness and familiarity washed over me. That emotion was surely enough. It was surely something I had never known until then. 5:27. When Monday came, I carefully examined everyone walking by. Look, I don't know why Yuna's surprised with the state of Yuta's room. She was in his room like 2 months ago at the latest. Like at the start of the game at the very least. Reason being is that students were likely to wander around Araragi Station. Someone might have even seen Yu-chan go in and out of the event area at the department store. I was definitely worried about it. Good. It doesn't seem like anyone knows. Hey, look at this! He could have shoved a sports newspaper into my face. You buy sports newspapers? Oh, looking for the underwear ads? No way! This one gets delivered to our house. There's nothing like that in a normal newspaper. Although, that's kind of a bummer. Is it? But just forget about that for now. Look at this! He pointed to a certain post with his finger. Ashigaru, Japan, blasting to the finals. No, you idiot. Here! Huh? Where? This, right here! An attack? Grease Fields with mysterious black eye. Look, he looks like a freaking panda. Let me see that. But hey, why did you bother bringing this up? Bringing this all the way from your house? Why? Why? I'm not gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you if you're gonna complain. No, come on, let me see. I yanked it out of his hands. What? What is it? You're gonna need to move your face so close to me. In the sports tabloids, so it wasn't totally trustworthy, but apparently Greasefields was keeping quiet about it. I wouldn't mind having to defend myself to the press, but it probably wanted to avoid that. It's already bad enough that you fucking didn't call the police, but, you know, sure. He probably tried to get his grubby mitts on the wrong girl and got clocked. He's right. That definitely wasn't far off the mark. At lunch, with our trays in hand, we invited Chibiyan out to the quad with us. We wanted to tell her about us.
おお、やっぱり二人がくっつくことになったんだ。よかったじゃん、ユーナ。
Yeah, it only took four other routes.
ありがとう。ほんとよかったと思うな。これは余計なお世話だから言わなかったけど、ユーナってルーシーのこと好きそうに見えたし。ありゃ、めぐみ分かっていたの？
Hearing her put it like that told me they hadn't talked about relationships much.
そりゃあね。エスパー？んなわけない。だから顔を見ればわかるに決まってるじゃない。そう？そうそう。だってあれは恋する乙女の顔つき。というのは冗談だけど。冗談なの？ユーナってしょっちゅうぼーっとどこか見てるんだよね。で、何見てんのかなとか視線を追うと。
Chibiyan looked around and stared at me.
牛みたいに鈍いことで有名なウッシーくんがいたというわけよ。
Hey, that's rude, you know.
でもそうじゃない？恋する乙女の熱い眼差し、気がつかなかったでしょ？
Are you still joking?
姿勢は本当よ。
No, I never noticed.
当然よね。背中のことが多かったし。
That has nothing to do with dullness. I mean, you are pretty dense, but, you know...
でもこう、刺すような視線なら。
That's just glaring at me.
でもそっか。確かにね。気を抜くとつい目で追っちゃうって自分でも気がついていた癖だけど。
A new wave of happiness assailed me, knowing she had liked me for some time. Me not realizing that at all made it hard to deny Shibuyan's claim that I was a dullard.
いろんなところをキョロキョロしているだけならそういう性格なんだろうなって済む話だけどさ。でもユーナの場合そうじゃないもんね。見ている先はいっつも同じであればやっぱり察するものがあるじゃない、こっちとしても。本当にエスパーじゃなかったんだね。そりゃそうだって。
No, it was just really obvious.
まあそれで私も私なりに気にはなっていたわけだから、二人がくっつくことになってよかったってそう思うわけよ。ありがとう。
Thanks. We thanked her for her thoughts.
でもこれはあれだね。このことが知れ渡ったらがっくりくる男子は多数だろうね。何それ。
Yu-chan was honestly lost on what Shibuyan was indicating.
あ、そっか。ゆうくんと仲のいい足立くんみたいな人が他にも。
No, that's not what she meant. Yeah, right.
足立くん？ちょっとなよっとした人か。そうじゃなくて、てかそんなはずないじゃない。
Obviously.
だってユーナも男子の間じゃ大層な人気者だものね。何それ。
Yu-chan was even more surprised than a second ago.
何それっていうか、そういう意味だけど。でもルージュたちならわかるけど、親衛隊とかいう人たちもいたし。それはあんなエキゾチックな美人が一気に現れれば血迷った行動を取る人も出るだろうけどさ。でも実際は常識人の方がずっと多いんだから。だったら親衛隊のあるなしじゃ人気のバロメーターは測れないわよ。
She spoke the truth. I nodded in full agreement with what she was saying. That's so true. Yeah, a girl as pretty as her would certainly... I never met a guy who felt that way about her, though. But that was because all my friends seemed oddly uninterested in girls. I think that was the reason.
でもそれ聞いたのが今でよかった。今後は何を言われたとしても彼氏がいますからって済むもの。
The only one not interested in girls is Ando. Not me, the other one. Ikuda is only interested in idol girls, and... Why am I blanking on his name? The other one is only interested in... Erege girls.
欲がないな、ユーナは。
Kendo, yeah, that's his name.
男子はそうでもないかもしれないけど、女子って結構ヒエラルキーがきついのよ。
A hierarchy? Like classes?
そう。女子のヒエラルキーって何で決まると思う？
Perhaps their fighting ability? What do you mean? What?
スケバンじゃないんだから。顔、あとボディもちょっと。
Shibuyan launched a few body shots, like she was shadowboxing. I thought she said it wasn't about fighting.
ユーナなんてその気になれば軽々ピラミッドの頂点に行けたんだけどね。欲がないんだもの。っていうかユーナ、本当にボディもいいな。めぐみ、目が怖いんだけど。 でも、私はそんなユーナが大好き。
Shibion threw her arms around Yuchan's neck.
父なんかもんじゃう。
Hang on a minute, that's Yuta's job. They pushed and shoved each other playfully. As for myself, I fancied someone like Yuna a lot more. A mellow and overall humble person, rather than someone trying to fight to the top of hierarchy. But she really is so reserved about herself, about almost to a baffling extent. You think? Wasn't that obvious? Class was over. Let's all go to karaoke! Woohoo! It's gonna be pure anime songs today. It's gonna be pure anime songs today. Get real, man. I want to do a duet with Ushio. Usually I spend my time after class with these three guys, but now it just felt kind of wrong. I let my eyes wander away from them, and eventually made eye contact with Yuchan. Yep, I didn't have to agonize over who I wanted to spend my time with. I stood from my desk and... Sorry, I don't think I'll have much time to hang out with you guys now. Huh? Why? Sorry. I didn't want to pressure you into a duet. I just thought I'd suggest it. No, that has nothing to do with it. I just have a girlfriend now. What? Can you not scream right next to me? What was that? What? But are you serious? Not just an imaginary one? Since when has he had an imaginary one? Yeah, duh. I'm serious. Dang. I was sure that at the very least you wouldn't get one before me. You thought you had a chance? You don't even have a sprite. What kind of thing is that to say for an AKG fanboy such as yourself? Well, duh. I've been to like a million handshake events already. And what's so special about that? Oh whoa. Ando suddenly started weeping. I don't know what his deal is, but you two console him. It's your kindness that shines the way forward. He was angry, it seemed. It shines the way forward? It's not kindness. It's not kindness. Wait there. It's not kindness. He's just making you our responsibility. Well, I'll be seeing you guys. I don't know why I've forgotten what kendo sounds like. I dipped out of the classroom into the hallway. Yu-chan was waiting for me.
いいの？なんかお友達騒いでいたけど。
They're fine. Yeah, they're an excitable bunch.
じゃあ、一緒に帰れる？
Yeah. Today is and every day too.
じゃあそうしましょう。
She smiled joyfully and held her arm up, as if to indicate our departure. I hadn't actually told my friends who my girlfriend was. But if we walked arm in arm like this at school, the truth would be out before long.
昇降口のドアを一緒にくぐるのって多分初めてだよね、帰りは。
Maybe, yeah.
これからは朝も一緒に通って帰りも一緒に帰れるんだ。
She turned to me with a warm look of affection and expectation on her face.
よかった。幼馴染で。
Yeah, for real. That's right. That's right, Yu-chan. If any guys like the Royal Guard suddenly show up, you'll tell me right away, right?
どういう意味？
I mean, not that we're dating. Now that we're dating, if any guys start hassling you.
そんな人は出てこないと思うけど。
maybe. It's not likely, but I'm just preparing for the worst case. Actually, I think Shibuyan was right on the money.
めぐみの言っていたことのどの辺？
Your body.
そっち？
I'm kidding, or maybe not. I found myself sizing her up. Even with clothes on, I could tell she had an amazing body. Oh, she got all red. It wasn't the time to be saying that. She also said you're with the popular guys. She also said you're with the popular guys. You're popular with the guys. Fucking Christ. I was just thinking that I knew what I was just thinking she. Fucking. Why can't I say this entire sentence? I was just thinking that I knew what she meant.
わかるって、どの辺が？
Your body.
そっち？
I'm kidding, or maybe not. I didn't want to get us into a loop. Now you're my girlfriend, so I can honestly say that you're super cute.
ゆうくんにそんな風に言われると、なんか嬉しいな。じゃあ、ゆうくんの言う通りにするね。さっきの話だけど。
Yeah, please.
ゆうくん頼りになるからね。私、何でも頼っちゃおうっと。
Yeah, anything at all.
私、物理が苦手なんだよね。
I'll bet money I'm worse than you.
あ、そうそう。今日からパートの鈴木さんが復帰してくれるんだって。
She was injured, right? I'm glad she's better.
鈴木さんがいてくれるなら、少しくらいは平気かな。
She mumbled to herself as she pulled out her phone to talk to her dad.
10分くらいならいいぞ、だって。
Like 10 minutes late?
10分だけど、ちょっと海の方に行ってみない？
At Yu-chan's suggestion, we took the stairs from the road down to the beach. It wasn't beach season yet, so it was basically deserted. Get it? Never mind.
ねえねえ、裸足になってもいい？
Huh? Barefoot? Yu-chan looked over at the ebbing waves, and I read her intention.
こういうこと一度してみたかったんだ。
I'm just waiting to see her swimsuit. We put our socks into our bags and held our shoes with one hand. Our free hands were clasped together. The ebbing waves washing over our bare feet felt amazing.
いい気持ちいい。
She squealed joyfully, like a little kid. Seeing her enjoying herself like that made me grin like a kid too.
でも、やっぱりまだ冷たいね。
Totally. It's getting warmer outside though. It was close to the end of May, and our school uniforms would be changing soon as well.
砂が崩れて、足の裏がちょっとくすぐったい。
Feet. Never mind. I looked down at her pretty bare feet reflected in the sunlight, emitting an almost blinding light. Flashbang. I had never seen her feet up close until now. You still haven't seen her feet up close. What are you talking about? She was cute right down to the tips of her toes. She'd get at least a 4-star on Wiki Feet. Would I come and swim in the summer?
私、水泳ってあまり得意じゃなくて。
Well, we can at least frolic in the water like this.
そうしよう。
Our houses are so close, but I've never ventured here, into the beach.
私も。
Much like the Lookout Park, I wouldn't normally come here with my male friends. Maybe if we wanted to try pick up on girls, but we never did anything like that. Look, the only reason I would go to the beach with my guy friends is to build a campfire. But like, that's way down the beach, right? That's away from anyone. It's like, so I don't think this beach would suffice. But now I had this incredible girl with me. Yeah, If you have a girl at your side, the beach can be an amazing place. I took her soft little hand in mine and looked into her eyes. She grinned widely and looked deep into my eyes as well. While we stood gazing into one another's eyes, an indescribable feeling overwhelmed the entirety of my being.
いけない。もう10分経っちゃった。
Too bad.
本当。
We hurried to get our shoes back on and dashed off the beach.
ちょっと少なくしようかな、バイト。鈴木さんも回復してくれたことだし。
Incidentally, Yu-chan, why'd you start working at the shop in the first place?
まあ、設立者の娘として、ね。
She smiled with a hint of sadness. Do you like the work? Being a waitress?
そうだね。割とそうかな。少なくともお店に立つのが嫌だなとか、そんなこと思った時はなかったと思う。
Oh, well, then you can keep working like you are now. I like seeing you when you work.
でも、毎日のようにバイトしていると、デートもできないよね。
She was a little too shy to pronounce the word properly. Oh yeah, huh? A date. Well, when we want to, can't you just request a day off beforehand? It contradicted what I said just a second ago, but that was fine. We were still students, and we could prioritize dating if we wanted to. But a date, huh?
なんかゆうくん嬉しそう。
Well, yeah. You are too, right?
なんか想像するだけでニヤニヤしちゃう。
She put her free hand to on her cheek, and puckered her lips.
デート、どこがいいかな。
Let's think about it later.
そうしよ
We said goodbye in front of the shop. We had never come home together like this, so it felt pretty new and exciting. Okay, have a good time at work.
う。はーい、頑張ります。
When we went for dinner, when I went for dinner, Suzuki had already left. Wow, how convenient. Leaving just the usual two in the shop. Good evening.
おう、いらっしゃい。
いらっしゃいませ。
Yu-chan trotted behind me and gently pushed on my back. What's up?
なんでもない。ただ、早く来ないかなって待っていたから。
Her cute confession brought an unexpected grin to my face. She kept pushing me all the way up to the counter, where I took a seat.
二人は確か学校のクラスも同じなんだろう？一緒に登下校してクラスも一緒で、それで待ち遠しいとか。お前はやっぱり甘えん坊だよ。
当たり前のことじゃない。ねえ。
She asked me like she was begging for agreement. I chuckled and nodded.
まあ、若い二人にはそんな時期もあるか。二人でどっか出かけるなら店を休んでも構わないってユーナにもさっき言っておいたよ。
Oh, thank you.
別に義務じゃないしな。あと、根を詰めすぎるのも良くないし。
Are you taking your own advice? You did collapse from overwork recently.
もう大丈夫だよ。
Yeah, definitely.
さて、何にする？
Just the usual.
はいよ。ユーナはもう上がってもいいぞ。
じゃあタイムカードだけ押してくる。
わかったわかった。じゃあ今日は俺が先に上がるから後片付けはユーナがしてくれるか？
了解。
Once he finished cooking my meal, Shirahase dipped out the back of the shop into his house. Being in the store after closing time with just Yu-chan was an interesting situation. She seemed to feel similarly as she looked over at the window.
閉めた後のお店って、なんか誰もいない教室みたいだよね。
Yeah, I see what you mean.
私も座っちゃおっと。
Yu-chan sat next to me at the counter. It was my first time seeing her act so normally while in her uniform.
へへ、座っていると楽ちん。
Do you get tired working on your feet?
ちょっとね。
Yu-chan waved her feet in the air. Her cute little knees caught my eyes.
それで、デートの件だけど。
Yeah. To commemorate our first date, we decided to visit the theme park.
楽しみ。今度の日曜でいいよね。
Wow, the theme park. I've never been there before. Yeah, I can't wait.
お弁当作ってあげるね。
They're really milking that fucking theme park background dry, aren't they? For all it's worth, it's gonna be the same in Lucy's route too. What, really?
マジマジ。
Oh, yeah. Yu-chan had already proven how good of a cook she was when she made me breakfast. But honestly, more so than the flavor, I knew that I'd be happier having my girlfriend make me food.
本当はいつだってご飯とか作ってあげたいんだけどね。ゆうくんのために。
What? But... No, I couldn't let you.
ただ、ゆうくんはうちのお得意様だし。ね、一応。
I nodded. Even if I wasn't, I wouldn't want to make her cook all the time. But it was the thought that counted, and my heart felt warm and fuzzy as I took bites of my food. I'll just look forward to it in our future together.
私もそれまでにもっと練習しておこうっ
I think you're a natural now.
と。もっともっと。
Yu-chan hopped off the stool and playfully wrapped her arms around my back.
ゆうくんを喜ばせてあげられるように。
She only meant that in the most innocent way possible. But her breath ran on the back of my ears. Run on the back of my ears made it arousing somehow. It's not a somehow, it's a... She may not have realized it, but it was very erotic. Yu-chan's like the kind of girl who'd always do her best for me. I was finally getting around to some homework I had to finish, but I was soon distracted by my newfound love. She wants to make me happy. Not many girls would go so far to say that. Not to mention, she was absolutely stunning, with a beautiful body to boot. She was truly one of a kind. But that girl had gone from childhood friend to girlfriend. Those were astronomical odds in my favor. Phew. I tossed my pencil away. The urge to do homework had all but disappeared. Her dad teased me earlier, but honestly, I'd like to be with her 24/7 and then some. We had just said goodbye, but I kept seeing her face no matter where I went. They say love is blind, and only after experiencing it firsthand could I understand how illogical it was. I couldn't stand it anymore. I went over to the window to see if she was up to chat. Oh, right, I could see into her room pretty well, actually. I figured that out just recently when we chatted. She always sat on her windowsill, so I never bothered trying to look inside. But why can I see it from this angle? Our rooms didn't face one another directly, so I shouldn't be able to see in this well. I looked more closely and then saw why. Because of her full-length mirror. Ooh, I suppose I suppose it was the one she mentioned she brought. It was a fairly big mirror right up against her far wall. And the inside of her room was reflected in it. Yu-chan was working on homework too, facing her desk away from the mirror. I shouldn't be peeking in like this. I left the window and returned to my desk. I was hoping there would be something more scandalous, but I guess that's not the time. I felt like the chance to speak with her flew by, although that was just my random judgment, so I went back to work. But the work wouldn't magically get done just because I picked up my pencil. Maybe I should tell her, but I might be shooting myself in the foot. Oh, you were peeking? It'd be embarrassing if she thought that. Anyway, I just needed to mind my gaze. I decided as much and tried to forget about it. 6-1. Look, the fact that they're bringing it up means that it's going to play an important role eventually. I don't know when, but it's going to play into a hate scene, maybe. We switched to summer uniforms for our school. Our sleeves were short and our moods were lighter. Yeah, right. They should be even shorter so I can see their armpits. What?
Huh? 何が?
淑女はみだりに肌を見せるべきではないということにございまする。
You know what? They should also show their midriff a bit more. What?
私の清掃の方がもっと肌を見せていると思うけど。
Bro.
さようでございました。
They had all nullified their pacts with me, but they all decided to continue attending Shinonome Academy. It seemed like school included. They had taken a liking to life over here, and they would stay until graduation. It would have been too sudden for them to up and leave, so I was happy they'd stick around for longer.
薄着になったら気になってくるよね。何が？ああ、日焼け？なんて言うんだろう。スタイル？というか、ああ。
Oops.
薄着になるから気をつけるというのではダメよ。
She's only conscious about her body now because of Yuta.
なんて言うんだろう。スタイル？というか。
More conscious, I guess.
ダメですか。レディーたるもの、常に気をつけていなければね。この私のように。食べたいもの我慢してるだけのくせに、何偉そうに言ってるんだか。うるさいわね。そういうカリンはその我慢がちーっともできないのでしょ。私、ダイエットなんて絶対しないもん。
Her metabolism is too high. If she tried dieting, she would starve to death.
言うな。こういうのは気の持ちようなのよ。漫然と食べる人はそれだけでもブクブクになってしまうわ。
I'm just saying that all of that pudginess is going to the right places.
だから、食べるときは感謝の気持ちを忘れずに咀嚼回数を数えることね。ああ、なるほど。
She started off more philosophical, but then got more practical. She wasn't wrong, though.
私も毎日感謝の気持ちでいただいているわね。甘露亭のおはぎ。なんだ、結局食べてるんじゃん。しかも毎日。だってしょうがないじゃない。お腹すくんですもの。
Lucy pursed her lips with a hint of shame.
それで正しいのでございます。食べ盛りなのですから、たんと食べるのが一番。
When does she eat the mochi, though? Because we've been there at every hour of the day, and we haven't seen her. So, unless the shop opens really early, and that's the time she comes in, yeah.
ルーチェ、別に太ってないよね。
I can't think of any other time.
努力しているからね。本当は2個食べたいところを1つにしてみたり。
It seemed like she was eating a decent amount. She wasn't fat at all, so I didn't think she needed to restrict herself.
ユーナさんも特に気にする必要はないんじゃありませんか？ダイエットとかはあんまり気にしたことはないんだけど。あら、じゃあ何を気にしていたの？だから。
I mean, come on, it's not like you five don't know she's dating Yuta. Yu-chan's cheeks blushed.
元のスタイル、ダイエットとかそういうのは関係なしで。ああ、つい早合点してしまったわ。
Lucy laughed bashfully at herself.
84、55、82。
Surely not.
なんでわかったの？
How? Yeah, good question. No, don't look at her. Don't just snicker at her. But wow. So you do have a good body, Yu-chan. That was just my honest impression. But she was as red as a tomato. Maybe because her measurements were guessed correctly to the whole group.
ユーナ、あなた隠れて厳しい努力をしているわね。してないけど。
Lucy's eyes were dead serious.
ユーナさんは今年になって急にそうしたことが気になるようになったのですか？
More like last week.
そうだね。それはやはり愛しい殿方の存在が影響しているのでしょうか。
What, seriously? Yuna repeatedly glanced over bashfully at me. Whoa, that makes me so happy. Yu-chan really was the type of girl to do anything for me. I would understand her sudden concern if she was the type to always worry about her looks. Or this week. Where is it? Yeah, have you only become concerned this week? But knowing she was only doing so now because I was a part of her life. Yeah, I'm happy about that.
それで秘訣は何かしら？天草？こんにゃく？それはダイエット食品だよ、ルーチェ。秘訣は今私が言ったことではないでしょうか。え？恋は女性をきれいにするというのは真実だと思いますよ。ああ、そのうち見つけないといけないわね。私も。
Don't worry, Lucy. You can wait your turn. Alright, you're next. You are the last one, but you're next.
さ、この見合い写真をどうぞ。100枚綴りですぞ。
しないわよ。
Where the heck did Dora take this giant book out from?
おはよう。おはよう。
Morning.
あれ、なんか顔赤いよ。走ってきたの？そういうわけじゃないんだけど。
I let the two of them talk and headed to my desk. After the week ended, news about Yu-chan and I had spread through the school. Of course, we didn't announce it or anything. It just started as a rumor and spread naturally. It was quick. but it might have been a result of Yu-chan's purported popularity. Hey, yo, you didn't even give us a single day this week. It's true that that girl steal your friends away. Sorry about that. Why don't you get a girl too? I have one right here. Could he at least scream without spitting? Suddenly, there was a screen in my face and a picture of an AKG girl. And for me, right in here, he pulled out his phone as well, with the title screen of an Arage on it. What I fucking tell you, Kendo is the Arage. Kendo likes anime women, Arage women, and Ikeda likes idol women, AKG women. I just want Ushio. I didn't ask you, man. Can we get you to join us tomorrow? We're going to the arcade. Sorry, I have a date. I wasn't specifically asking for your plans. Okay, how about a double date? I'll just have my phone. Listen here. Stand bow. The class had ended for the day. Up until now, I had just lazed around the classroom, or gone somewhere with my friends. I never rushed back home. But now everything was different. Yu-chan, let's go. Having work was a big reason. We walked around together quickly. Everyone had to have noticed what was up by this point.
ゆうくんは暇じゃない？私はバイトがあるからあれだけど。
Yeah, I basically have nothing to do. I usually just loaded at the shop, but since she was working, we couldn't exactly chat. Although I feel like time flew by, even if I just sat watching her.
あのね、パートの鈴木さんなんだけど、復帰はしたものの、やっぱり足の具合が思わしくないみたいで。
Oh, yeah. It's work on your feet, huh?
忙しい土日だけにさせてもらえないかとのことなんだよね。それでなんだけど、ゆうくんどうかな？
What, you mean work in your place? Work in her place?
そう、いい案だと思わない？
She asked with an expectant smile. But can I handle it?
平気平気。だって私でもできるくらいなんだから。
I mean, you worked well at that old lady's shop. You may have not known, but I do. Whether or not that was true, working alongside Yu-chan certainly seemed appealing. It would be a good use of my free time, and I would get paid. It was like killing 3 birds with 1 stone. Yeah, if your dad's okay with it, then I'll do it.
本当？あのね、もうお父さんには言ってあるんだ。
Bruh, she knew. Okay, it's settled then. Yu-chan slammed into me as she grabbed my arm with excited momentum. As she bumped into me, I felt her soft mounds mash into me too.
嬉しいね。これでお店でも一緒にいられる。
I nodded in affirmation, but something else. Man. I nodded in affirmation, but something else. Man, she has nice boobs. It lingered in my mind. They didn't stand out much under her clothes, but they had some serious volume, and that was clear just now. We continued walking while she held on to me. Something we hadn't done much until now.
いいね。こんな風にして歩くのも。
She was getting shy, probably because of our growing intimacy. Yeah, it's a weird way to put it, but I think it suits you.
どういう意味？
I'm talking about your clingy nature. Holding hands brings us that much closer.
もう
She glared at me, yet she smiled all the same. Every action brought us closer together. Her body pressed against me, and her mock anger only served to augment that. Of course, we had always been close, being childhood friends and all. Yet we were only friends, in the strict sense. Now we had transcended that.
でもそういうことならもっと甘えちゃおっと。うりうり
Oh my. Howie. She pulled me into her even harder. Her soft protrusions squished further into me. I had to come out and say it. Yu-chan, you really do have an amazing body.
そんなことないと思いますけど。
No, you're too modest. I mean, this morning, Luna...
あの数値はルルちゃんがデタラメ言っただけですよ。
Right, yeah, that was just random. I wonder, for them being random, you sure got flustered.
なんでわかるんだろうね、ルルちゃんは。
That's definitely a mystery. I gathered that she wasn't opposed to me knowing, based on how she admitted it so easily. But with amazing measurements like that, I don't think you need to be worried about having short sleeves.
あれはあくまでカタログスペックだよ。
What's that even mean?
数値に現れないところとか、
Like what?
例えば
She lifted the arm that wasn't wrapped around me.
二の腕、油断するとついプニュプニュになったり。
They weren't flabby, but did look nice and soft. Let me check. I stuck my index finger out to touch. It felt like I was teasing her. Oh, yeah, feels nice.
どんな感じ？
No, just, I didn't drift off because I didn't want to say it. I just couldn't find the right expression. Yeah, the numbers aren't important for you. I think you're all good. She was bright red after I said that. Maybe she got hotter too. The spot I was touching on her arm felt vaguely moist. That warmth from her body was such a wonderful thing. This morning, though, I was so happy. How you were thinking of me so much.
嬉しかったんだ。
Yeah. I nodded unashamed.
そう。ゆうくんが喜んでくれたならよかった。本当、今まではあんまり気にしたこともなかったんだけどね。
She lifted her arm up, like she had just a second ago.
でもほら、好きな人のことってどうしても見ちゃうでしょ。私が前に背中を見ていたみたいなことだけど、そういうのってきっとゆうくんも同じなんじゃない？
Yeah, totally. The girls and guys certainly had their differences, but I looked at her maybe more than she knew. For example, I had been fixated on her in the shop. It was the same idea.
だったらね。
I wanted to keep walking and talking like this forever, but we eventually arrived home. She reluctantly pulled away from me. Okay, maybe we should tell him now. Oh wait, maybe when the shop clears up a little. I looked in the window, and saw it was a little crowded. Alright, so I'll see you in a minute. I watched her go into I watched her go into her house, and I dipped into the shop